Now, we have a lot of things that we talk about in every other thing, but first of all, good morning and win forever. I am Timothy Profitable, and this is Play for. We stand for your spirituality, economic, and social matters. Now, wherever you are, I want you to stick this thing. Before we go on fast, quickly, I want to take in this episode one of the things that somebody sent me a message just previously. And he told to me, and he said, why are you talking about Burkina Faso? I'm talking about Burkina Faso because it's in the center of spiritual and is in the center of timeline in the prophetic calendar of Africa. Now, Burkina Faso and the sitting president there now, IBRAHIM Traoré, was put on a timeline. Burkina Faso is in the Bible. It has a different name, of course, but the timeline is framing from there. And then the timeline comes in with Ethiopia. I will give you the scriptures in the next episode. I will give you the breakdown of time in the next episode. And you see Kenya is also in the timeline. In the Western, we have Nigeria in the timeline. South Africa is in the timeline. Then Egypt is in the timeline. So whatever is happening now is within the timeline of framework that Africa is becoming a giant. USA, that we know now, is dropping in the superpower level. It is prophetic timeline. And the shift of Russia, you remember the time John saw the vision of the pressure and the Gog and the Magog. You know what I'm talking about. I will explain it in the next episode. The Gog and the Magog. That's part of it. And we know that God can do exceedingly within time. One day is like 1,000 years in man's eyes for God. And that is the timeline we have in different places. So we can mark up with that and we can see that. And what we need to understand is that Burkina Faso, mark this and take note of this one, Burkina Faso. And the current president there, IBRAHIM Traoré, despite challenges, and he's going through challenges, there are lots is happening there, and he's going still to have challenges, a lot of challenges, until he hands over this to someone who will be part within the season. They are the breakdown of the previous season of African giants coming up. Not just in politics. That's why I'm stressing in this point. I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about the time frame of Christianity as well. The shift of the church. The shift of the church, and not just the church. The shift of the grace that pertains the church. And what we have here is this. Burkina Faso is there. Watch everything. If you are in Africa, watch everything that is happening in Burkina Faso. Zero into the encounters there, the protection. As at now, that is the bullhawk of Africa, and it will turn out to be the anchor spot and the one that we hand over the mantle. Watch Burkina Faso very closely, and the nations that ally to Burkina Faso within Africa. It's coming, it's coming. Any nation that will stand against Burkina Faso, that is the timeline of their finish, the timeline of their going down. It's standing out to be. I'm not talking about, in this one, you get it, I'm not talking about religion, because it happens, Burkina Faso is a Francophone speaking nation, and the greater percentage are Muslims. And there are a lot to learn in Burkina Faso. So I want you to zero in Burkina Faso, the timeline and the news and everything that's happening. Whatever happens there, where it reaches up, there is a handing over to another nation in Africa. And the AU should really check to find out what is happening in Burkina Faso, and they should align to that. Because if they don't, it's a timeline frame in a prophetic season. It was spoken by the prophet prophets in the Bible and the prophets that were still there, like Prophet Joshua, they still talked about it. Other prophets still talked about this thing. I don't want to come into it in details, but I want you to get into this concept and to realize that God is working with times and seasons. I am Timothy Profitable, and this is Playboy. We handle your spirituality, economic, and social matters. If you have never subscribed to this channel, it is your very first time to do that. Now go to the comment section, do your comment. What do you think of what we are doing? Go there and talk to us and have a great, wonderful day. God bless you and God bless you.